Podcast 2024. Gonna do my WWE Crown Jewel 2024 review. Now the pay-per-view is not over, still on. We're at the main event, Cody versus Gunther for the Crown Jewel Championship. Now, I had to mute the volume. Here's the maths. The maths is not over yet. I think we're like halfway, I think. Maths is just now getting started, just now getting good. I think I'll make this video, I'll make this live stream about an hour and 30 minutes. We'll see how long it goes. Make sure you guys hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel. My video is sponsored by my favorite podcasters like Fightful Wrestling, Solomon the Sound Off, Judy from New York, Just Allen, and Gamma Commentary, and Janine Salcedo, and Wrestling Inc., and the other podcast, and the other YouTubers that I know of. Man, this show was fine. It was decent. Thought the first three matches were okay. Thought the middle of it was whatever. The triple threat match was good for the US title. I think I got some of my positions wrong here. Some of the matches I got wrong here. Some of them I got right. I think all that mattered was maybe the opener was fine. But anyway, I think I'll turn up the volume. I'm not gonna show it because I don't want to get a copyright strike. So I'm only gonna show the volume of the main event with Cody Rhodes and Gunther, so you guys can hear it.
WWE champion from Friday Night SmackDown, Cody Rhodes. The World Heavyweight Champion from Monday Night Raw, Gunther. In front of a capacity sold-out crowd in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Who will be crowned the first ever Crown Jewel Champion? Cody up the ropes. To the face of Gunther. Big frog up over the top. Cody's now Rhodes is starting to build it. You can feel the momentum shifting a little bit in the match. You know, Gunther wanted more than anything to avoid this scenario. Now he connects.
The show going. It was a great match.
Dusty chance ringing out here tonight. No respect to the American dream. Off the second row.
All right, crowd getting up. Crowd going crazy. That crowd is going crazy, man. It's a crazy match. Alright. I'm not gonna show no more because I don't want to get a copyright strike. I'll just let y'all hear the action. Y'all can see it, right? You guys can hear it, right? Let me know y'all can hear it.
Cody's feeling it. Could be closing in on the Crown Jewel title.
Yeah.
He says that's it. Rhodes, and Gunther just collapsing on the top rope.
Crazy match.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at it. Disaster kick. Picked it out of the air into a Boston crowd. Great counter by Gunther. The agony in Cody's lower back right now. Gunther knows, and Gunther looking to exploit it. Trying to shift his weight as far back as possible. Looking to bend Cody in half. Cody trying to drag himself to the bottom.
That's crazy.
Gunther back to the middle of the ring. And now Gunther got the ring on sleeper again. Trying to lock the sleeper on Cody. Cody in trouble. Gunther trying to lock it in. Cody trying to make it to the ropes, and he does. Two-way suplex. Great sequence by the world champion. And
It's a crazy
back
match.
into the sleeper, and now the ring general like a constrictor. And Cody flatly away, and now Cody has been controlled by Gunther. Cody's arm is trapped by Gunther's left leg. Gunther continuing to squeeze like a big anaconda. Every time Cody exhales, Gunther's grip gets a little bit tighter.
Man, it's crazy.
The world champion had Cody Rhodes subdued. Rhodes trying for one last chance.
Damn.
Here. Cody trying to keep that arm from slipping up underneath to his throat. Notice Cody does have his chin in between.
It's a crazy match.
Cody's fading. Cody's in trouble. Gunther is completely taking out Cody. Cody collapses here. The official going to check Cody's arms. Cody keeps it up, though.
Oh, damn.
Still got it locked in.
He might tap out.
Not much. Not
Cody's
much.
still fighting.
Because even if it's not a sleeper hold, Gunther can block right now. That's he put away McGregor with, I believe, with a very similar hold. It was ugly. It wasn't intentional, but it hurt like hell. Cody's back to his feet, trying to create space, able to do it there momentarily. But as the damage been done, they got the right back into it again. Cody Rhodes again, able to create separation. Gunther going for it a third time. Cody slips on it.
Uh-oh. Crossroads.
Cody capitalized on the crossroads. Does Rhodes have anything left? So much. Cody's with the sweeper before he hits the crossroads. Going back Cody's last jab. Gunther just trying to get back to his feet. Cody trying to regroup as well.
Damn.
Critical moment in this match for the Crown
That's
Jewel
crazy.
Championship. Gunther back to his feet. Cody back. And there's that drop kick. Driving Rhodes into the corner. Gunther now. Look at put Cody away with a pendant power bomb. Good night. Proud of the champ. Right now. Rhodes has it somehow. Gunther can't believe it. And for the first time in this matchup, we are seeing frustration from Gunther. How many times have we seen Gunther put people away with that combination? Too many times to count. And in the rare instance it doesn't end the match, Gunther usually transitions seamlessly into another submission. Just keep pouring on the punishment. But not tonight. Cody was able to kick out and create space. Now Gunther.
They're a great man.
Wheels turning in his head, Corey. Like, what do I got to do now? What's next to take out Cody Rhodes? That's the problem when you have an encyclopedic knowledge of this game, as the ring general does. You've got options. You just have to dig through and remember, what do I know? What else can I throw at this guy? Shot.
Yeah.
Taking the taste out of Cody's mouth there.
Yeah. I think we're like halfway done with the maths. Might be.
Casey likes.
Then we're close to the end. Oh, he's smacking him. Gunther smacking Cody Rhodes. Crowd booing. Cody fighting back. Damn. Damn.
Comes another. Cody Rhodes ducks underneath.
Oh no.
What a match.
Damn.
You expect anything less? We are watching the undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes battle the world heavyweight champion Gunther.
Damn.
Cody was certain victory was at hand, but Gunther has other plans. The ring.
It's a great match. Very good match. Not sure who's gonna win. We haven't seen any interference. We haven't seen a ref bump. No weapons. We haven't seen no interference yet. So is this match really gonna end clean? I hope not, because I don't want it to. I think it will hurt either champion. But who's gonna win here?
Will this match belong to Cody or will it belong to Gunther? Cody Rhodes says it's time.
All
Cody
right.
Rhodes says it's time to put Gunther away.
All right. This it?
Drag Gunther up, put him in position. Gunther though with a snap there and a chop to Cody. Cody ducks underneath, going up for a super. this chop. I said it. Top of the face down of a mountain, Cody Rhodes.
Wow, Cody Rhodes won.
Unbelievable impact. And then Cody Rhodes ran into another clothesline by Gunther. And again, Gunther looked for the big lariat to end the entire matchup. Cody Cutter. Surely this would keep Gunther down? No. But here comes Cody all the way from the top. Cody Cutter. Gunther a step ahead in that instance, but instantly Cody rolls his weight back, pins Gunther's shoulders for three, and earns the distinction of being the first ever crown jewel champion. What a tremendous match and a tremendous show of respect by two great champions. At the end of the day, Corey, Monday Night Raw with Gunther, Friday Night SmackDown with Cody Rhodes have two great champions headed into the future. What an incredible main event tonight. WWE is hotter than it's ever been worldwide. We're being led by two extremely capable captains on each side. And now the presentation of the inaugural Crown Jewel Championship to Cody Rhodes here tonight. The Crown Jewel titles will stay here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia at the WWE Experience in the fall. The champions will be presented a huge ring, like a Super Bowl ring, that they will be able to wear proudly around the rest of the world. Because Cody Rhodes and Liv Morgan will always be known as the first ever Crown Jewel champions.
Well, look at that. That's how the show ended. Wow. That was out of nowhere. That was shocking. I didn't
Champion
expect that.
versus champion lived up to the hype between that man, the World Heavyweight Champion Gunther, and the undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes. Not many people have kicked out of a Gunther powerbomb. Cody Rhodes is
Oh, we've seen a lot of people.
many people. He is one. He is the American nightmare. And after enduring the brutality of the World Heavyweight Champion Gunther, Cody finally caught his opposition with the crossroads. But Gunther still would not be denied. And then Cody Rhodes fired up would go for a massive Cody cutter, the super cutter, put into a sleeper by Gunther. But Cody had the wherewithal to turn things upside down and become the first ever Crown Jewel champion. Ladies
So
head over to our friend Jackie Redmond for the Crown Jewel Show.
Oh, Corey, thank you so much. History, it has been made
wow.
here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, at Crown Jewel. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Crown Jewel Post Show. Jackie Redmond happens to be alongside Sheamus and Big E. Congratulations are in order to the American
Well, I the show about to be over. Going to the press
Got
conference.
a new one to add to the collection, the inaugural Crown Jewel champion on the women's side, Liv Morgan.
All right, so turns out the show about to be over. We're about to go to the press conference. That was a that was a damn good main event. Now the ending was shocking and out of nowhere. I thought it was kind of lousy, kind of lazy having Cody win that way. Now at least it wasn't clean. We didn't see any interference. We didn't see no shenanigans. We didn't see interference in the main event. Cause I get Triple H wanted it to be like just a straight up one-on-one match, classic champion versus champion. It was a very good match, but I did not like. I think it hurt Gunther a little bit. Maybe it doesn't matter because that was the only way for Cody to win because he wasn't gonna beat Gunther clean. Like he found a way to get out of that sleeper hold, and he did that roll up. He went with a lavish pin, and Cody Rhodes is now the new Crown Jewel champion. I get that's all they wanted was like Cody Rhodes, Liv Morgan win the first Crown Jewel champion. Now this champion was a lot better than Nia Jax and Liv Morgan. Nia Jax and Liv Morgan was awful. That match was the worst match of the night. That match was shit. And that match there was interference and some shenanigans involved. Some people thought was Tiffany Stratton gonna cast in. No. I mean Dominic and Raquel got involved. But the main event did live up to it. Thought that was the best night on the show. Alright, so alright, now I'm gonna show you guys the other highlight. Alright. Alright, so here's the press conference, the post show for the pay-per-view. Now let's see who else are they gonna be talking about. Oh, I guess I gotta wait for a while. Well, I'm down just now. Alright. BC Amplified is also another great podcast that I'll be showing. Alright. That's the opener. AEW 0 Hour. That's like in 4 weeks. Now, we will talk about some news and rumors. As you guys know, Bill Goldberg, yes, Bill Goldberg confirms his retirement match in 2025. So next year, oh boy, man, Bill Goldberg gonna wrestle. He's gonna wrestle. He confirmed his retirement match in 2025. Oh my god, I can't wait for that. Can you believe that we're gonna see Bill Goldberg in the ring in the mid-50s? He has to be close to 60, right? Now last month they did tease Goldberg and Gunther. Don't tell me that we're gonna get Gunther and Goldberg for the title. Are we gonna get Goldberg again in a title match? Why? Why you need Bill Goldberg? Fuck Bill Goldberg. I don't care about Bill Goldberg. He had no business being in the ring. He had no business going after titles. Now, if it's gonna be his last match, maybe for Saudi Arabia, maybe in the chamber, maybe at the Saudi show that they have in May, maybe. I don't know. I hope not. But anyway, screw Bill Goldberg. Fuck Bill Goldberg. No one sees Goldberg in the ring. I hope we don't see Goldberg, but what do I know? Anything could happen. We could see Goldberg, but who's he gonna wrestle? Because I did saw that picture with him and Braun Breaker at that football stadium. So hopefully, okay. Denise Salcedo.
As a star, because you know what stood out to me about that was, she's a physically imposing woman, and she's had her start in NXT. It's not like we just saw her for the first time, but when you see her relative to Jade.
All right, so now before I go into my podcasters and talk about them for a minute, now obviously I'm not happening on SmackDown. Okay, so let me talk about what happened on the pay-per-view. The post-show still going on. All right, so oh wait, I'm listening to pre-show. My bad. Yeah, the pre-show was 2 hours. Those were the promo packages. These are the segments. Gunther thought he was confident he would beat Cody Rhodes. WWE set the stage for a third crown jewel title matches. WWE made impact in Saudi Arabia. Now this is what opened the show. Roman Reigns and the Usos against the Bloodline, Solo, Tama Tonga, and Jericho Fatu. Tonga Loa was at ringside. Roman Reigns made stunning entrance at the OTC, entering the match on fire. Now, as my prediction was right, the Bloodline got the win. Bloodline, they won clean. It ended with Solo pinning Roman Reigns clean with the Solo spike. And then we got a brawl with the Bloodline beating them up. And Sami Zayn came out to help Jey Uso. And it ended with Sami Zayn accidentally hit Roman Reigns with a lubricant. Now, clearly, War Games are being set. And for the six-man tag that opened the show, it felt like an average SmackDown. It felt like an average house show. Very slow, very methodical. It was like your average six-man match. All that mattered was the ending. Now the Bloodline winning. What do I call? It sets up War Games for Survivor Series. It gonna build up Sami Zayn. Gonna join Roman and the Uso to take on the Bloodline in that War Games match. We did get the match for the woman with Bianca Belair and Jay Cargill retain their tag team title. They beat Damage Control. They beat Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. They also beat Last Legend and the other girl's name. I forgot. I forgot how to pronounce it, but Last Legend and another partner. Now this match was pretty good. It was alright for now. There were some highlights here, some big spots. Damage Control fly through the sky with insane aerial offense. Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed was a great match. I think the one person won here. Seth Rollins got the win. He hit 3 curb stomps on Bronson Reed. I didn't agree with that. Bronson Reed winning clean. Well, not really, but it was kind of a clean win. Based on the build, Bronson Reed taking out Seth Rollins. It was almost Seth getting his revenge. I mean, Seth Rollins came out and attacked Bronson Reed during his entrance. They brawled outside the ring, through the barricade. They fought. Bronson Reed played mind game. Seth Rollins played mind game with Bronson Reed. Rollins escapes his Trinity turret. He hit 3 curb stomps, one outside on the steel step that made Reed bleed, and then he hit one inside the ring, and then he hit a huge curb stomp off the top rope and pinned him 1, 2, 3, and Seth Rollins got the victory. This match was given some time. It was very good. The one guy won. It should have been Bronson Reed. But if Seth Rollins won, then he might be next in line to face Gunther for the World Heavyweight title. I think he will because Gunther needs an opponent. He had no one. Maybe Damian Priest, but I think Rollins might be up there to face Gunther. Or maybe CM Punk whenever Punk comes back. We'll have to wait and see. The worst match tonight with Nia Jax and Liv Morgan. That match was shit. This was the worst match. We got some interference, some shenanigans here. Tiffany Stratton crown jewel casting goes haywire. Liv Morgan won. She's the first ever woman crown jewel champion. But this match was awful. And this is what they call women's wrestling. Now, I had no interest in this match. I didn't care who won this match. I predicted Nia Jack. I thought she would squash Liv Morgan, but Liv Morgan got the sneaky victory thanks to help from Dominic and Raquel. But either way, this match was shit. This match was garbage. Well, the build was terrible. No one had any interest in this match. Liv Morgan got the victory. Who cares? We did get Randy Orton and Carmelo Hayes. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. The match never took place. The match was thrown out. This match was what, a no contest? It never took place. It was an insane brawl. They had a great brawl. They brawled outside in the crowd. The highlight was that Randy Orton RKO'd Adam Pearce. Kevin Owens hit a suicide dive off of Randy Orton through some tables. So clearly the feud gonna continue. I think they will feud with Cody Rhodes next. We did get LA Knight retained the US title against Andrade and Carmelo Hayes with an elbow drop. He had to hit them both with an elbow drop. He retained the US title in a very good match and a very good ending that was shocking and out of nowhere. LA Knight title reign starting out pretty good. I'm glad that he finally defended it on a PLE. Now we'll see who can feud with next. Is he gonna face Andrade in a one-on-one or Hayes in a one-on-one? Or are they gonna move on and is he gonna face someone else? We'll have to wait and see. Alright. Now we can go into this. Go into the podcaster talking about this match. We got Sean WhatsApp and Adrian Baydala going to talk about their Crown Jewel review. Alright.
Recreational or romantic activities, humperchats.com. I know there's a lot of stuff that people want to talk about. In addition to this show, there were a bunch of WWE cuts yesterday. I wanted to clarify because there was like some confusion regarding the departures language. That wasn't a WWE thing. That was a me thing. Because earlier this year, there was a fella who I know had creative plans after his contract was going to be up.
Yeah, they're going to be at the WWE Experience if anybody is going to. Riyadh wants to visit the actual Crown Jewel Championships. The champions are getting rings, though. Yeah. And the first champions are Liv Morgan and Cody Rhodes. Exactly the opposite of who we
are able to make a living. So hopefully they're able to sort that out. Hopefully, it's their choice to stick around in North America.
Whatever you want to call them. And then we had the fourth team being Chelsea Green and Pipe.
I don't see no Salamaster tonight. Is he not doing any review? Well, let's see what Denise Alcera had to say.
But
Okay. My world is fast forward. Just try to rewind it.
For hopping into the show as well. All right, so we're gonna see Cody Rhodes get his Crown Jewel Championship. So they're giving us a long replay of things so that Triple H can make his way down. But no, I really liked the finish. This finish right here, that was great. Gunther was trapped there. And I know, like we had said, it would do a big thing for Gunther to win. It would have been huge, but Cody Rhodes, he's bound to, go off and face The Rock. He still has that Roman Reigns rematch at some point that we're expecting for it to happen. So Cody Rhodes is still, going on to bigger and better things. So I feel like that's why he had to win. He had to. to like show that he is like the top champion. Also, do not forget, guys, immediately after Crown Jewel is over, I am going to be joined by Robin, who's my SmackDown co-host.
So he's secretly talking about Smack.
And we're going to be.
I thought it was a smart way for Cody Rhodes to win. It was very creative. I thought that it was just kind of lousy and lazy, but it was the only way. Since there was no shenanigans in this match and there was no interference in the main event, I guess it had to be the smart way. Because now Cody Rhodes wasn't gonna beat Gunther 1, 2, 3 with a simple crossroads. No, it had to be it had to be a sneaky way. He had to find a way to get out of the that sleeper hold. Because based on what we saw on SmackDown last night, Cody Rhodes was in a sleeper hold. The show went the show ended. So Cody had to find a way to get out of it. I thought it was alright. It may hurt Gunther a little bit, but I think it was alright.
Yep.
It didn't hurt him that much.
Interesting, for sure.
Yeah, fresh off of WWE Crown Jewel, obviously, some of the decisions as far as the way it played out, I think you could argue with. I like the fact that a lot of the finishes were clean. There was, a significant moment at the top of the show, even if the match wasn't brilliant. You got the Cody and Gunther match that you wanted to see, and again, that came to an end with a clean finish. And then on top of that, I thought there was some good stuff in between. I thought the triple threat match with LA Knight was strong. LA Knight has gotten much better as an in-ring performer. And I particularly enjoyed the tag match with women. I thought that was really, really well done. So when you're looking at this PLE as a whole, and typically Crown Jewels have felt like glorified house shows in the past, and I don't think this is going to be one of those ones that you remember for the rest of your life. But there were a few moments. There was the bloodline off the top. Roman Reigns comes out, big pop there. And I thought the fact that they gave Jey Uso his own entrance was significant. Then you have the Sami Zayn return as part of that. The tag match I referenced with the women. And you eventually get to Cody Rhodes and Gunther finishing the way that it did now that Denise is back. That was my quick, succinct Cliff Notes thoughts. We're going to get into the things in more depth right now.
Alrighty, awesome. Well, let's do this, everyone. We're gonna go ahead and get into the post show. Let's do this. Hold on one second. Let me do a I don't have an actual intro for this show. 2024. Robin, what is up, man? How are you?
Good. How are you, Denise? It's always interesting these middle of the afternoon. It's funny. Morning, right? So you're up mad early doing that. Straight through. It's been a long day for Denise already.
My alarm rang at 4:30, but I was officially or anything like that. But it wasn't a terrible show, though. That's the thing. Like there were at least 3 matches that I thoroughly enjoyed. Robin, how did you feel about the show overall as a whole?
Yeah, I'd give it like a solid B, right? Like I don't think it was. When you look at this is the standard we've created in modern society. I don't think there's a match like Cody and Gunther was strong. I thought the women's match, the tag match, was really strong. But I don't think there is a classic that's standing the test of time. And I don't think there were, too many wow jaw-dropping moments. But there were a few that are worthy of recognizing. I mean, I think, like I said off the top, I believe we discussed this on the SmackDown post show. But I said that I thought it was significant that Jey Uso said we're on the same level now. And then I think it's significant that he got his own entrance in the midst of the bloodline. So that's not, it's not a huge thing, but it's not small either. You throw in the return of Sami Zayn and the mystery as far as that's left off. Roman Reigns eating a clean pin in the middle of that does not happen very often. We can't act like that's a common occurrence on any show, much less a PLE. I thought Lash Legend may have had her breakout moment as a star because of, what stood out to me about that Denise was, she's a physically imposing woman. and she's had her start in NXT, and it's not like we just saw her for the bro.
That's when it really sets in. Yeah, I get you. You're like, oh shit, she really is tall. And it's kind of like it sets in, like you really grasp, I guess, her height and all. But no, you're right though, and I can't wait to talk about that. So I do want to go ahead or go in order of the events that occurred on the show, but I do want to go ahead and get into some of these super chats and see what the people had to say overall. We have Lab Glass here who says the women's tag match was the best. All of the rest looked like everyone was in second gear. Personally, for me, my match of the night was the women's tag team match, primarily just because I thought it was the most fun match. My second favorite match was the United States Championship match, and then my third being Gunther and Cody Rhodes.
I think I agree with you. Straight down the line, I would have thought going in Gunther and Cody would be the best match. It was good, but I think it was definitely the women's tag match. It moved at the fastest pace, the best spots, the most exciting overall, and all that. The high impact moves, a new star emerging on the scene. That the spot where they all were going over the top rope there to the outside was really strong. The way it finished was really strong. Lash Legend pulled off a cool move. So I thought all of that. It's not a classic finish. That was an incredible finish to that match. And I continue to be more and more impressed with LA Knight in the ring. I've said this, but I used to think that was the weak link for him. And now, I don't know if it's the strong suit per se, but it certainly no longer looks like a flaw. It looks
an improvement.
He's now a well-rounded performer because he brings that to the stick. It's not just the stick anymore. So I would probably say that. I didn't think the opener was a particularly strong match, but it had moments. It probably had the biggest moments of the night. And everything else, I'm trying to think like what stood out. Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins was okay. Liv and Nia Jax was okay. The rest of it was there was nothing that was bad. I wouldn't say there was anything that was like hold your nose. That stuff. but yeah, I think the women's match is definitely the match of the night. The bloodline match still had the moments.
We got Andrew here who says, enjoy chatting with y'all and stream more than PLE. He's yay, okay, I'll definitely more of an exciting match. This was really the post-match angle was really what is going to be the huge talking point in all of this. And then, of course, the way that the match ended, because we did see Solo Sikoa pin Roman Reigns. And Robin, I'm going to sit here and lie to you or lie to the people. I was not necessarily too in love with it. And look, don't get me wrong. I know why they did it. We all know why they did it. They're really helping Solo Sikoa, trying to boost him into superstardom, trying to build the team, the new bloodline to look a lot stronger because you are going up against Roman Reigns and Jey Uso and Jimmy, who are so freaking over. And so they really gotta, stack things up over on the new bloodline side. And that's why they gave Solo Sikoa this big pin over Roman Reigns. It's just for me personally, really weird anytime we see Roman Reigns get pinned. Like it doesn't feel right because we went so long without seeing it. Of course, Jay did have this moment where he did, but even it's not something that you see often. So I kind of had a hard time accepting it in the moment, but it happened. And even afterwards, though, after that, we did get an attack on the bloodline, and they were sort of on the losing side of it from the new line. But Sami Zayn went out there to help them out, and that was a really nice moment because everybody was like, "Oh shit, we're so excited! Yay, it's Sami!" But Sami accidentally, him and Roman both go to take out Solo Sikoa, and during this, Roman ends up taking a haluva kick because Solo Sikoa moves out the way, and so now it looks like, according to maybe some of the members of the bloodline, it might look like he did that on purpose, but I think we all know he did not do that on purpose. So, what did you make of just all of what unfolded from the pin, from the match to the pin to the actual post-match angle?
I thought the match was a little sloppy and uneventful and not memorable. I like the finish. Look, we can't keep doing this thing where everybody doesn't want Solo to go over when they've spent all this time building Solo. Then what the hell was the damn point, right? Like they built Solo into the home tribal chief, that is there to take the place of Roman Reigns and is supposed to be a main character in going to win the championship. So his wins have come in the context of the matches where that's not changing hands. So that's when he got the pin over Cody, right? But then he loses at SummerSlam. So against Roman, anytime somebody pins Roman, it's a bit of a shocker. And it solidifies Solo a little bit more. And I know people think of Jacob Fatu as the heavy over there and like kind of the breakout star. But Solo's the one who's been the leader. He's the one that's supposed to have the juice. He's the one that needs the credibility. So I don't have a problem at all. You know, what does it do? What does it do if Roman Reigns, Superman punches, and spears Solo and hits him in the middle of the ring? Why are we then looking forward to the remainder of how this unfolds?
It's just that I can't buy Solo Sikoa as credible right now. And that's the problem. They've done a lot to try to make it feel like he is credible, but it still doesn't hit that way though. It feels like it's like when a kid, right? They're calling and calling you for attention, and you finally turn around and they're like, "Watch this," and then they do something lame, but you have to still applaud them because they're little kids. That's what it feels like with Solo Sikoa. Like I have to be like, "Oh yay, congratulations!"
But you know, I don't.
You got me now.
I don't know if the internet wrestling community and you know the super dialed in folks.
Everybody was like, "Boo Solo, you stink. You can't wrestle."
Yeah, but he had mad heat in the Barclays Center, mad heat in the Barclays Center, and they were chanting, "Fuck you, Solo," right? That's what they were chanting, and Rod was sitting there and he's looking around like with a smirk on his face, and I was like, "Fuck you, Solo," and you know, and Rohan, my 3-year-old, maybe this influences me. His favorite wrestler is Solo Sikoa. Yes,
He's
yes.
3 years old, so
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
I think he's, you know, he's kind of a little burly kid. I think he sees himself
Oh, how cute.
in Solo a little bit, but he's always asking when the Solo match is and whatever. He's never had those 5-star matches or anything. It was a big, like, even if Roman hadn't have come out, the bloodline in and of itself felt like something. And I do think that matters a little bit, and they spectated a lot of time on it. Like, a lot of time on it since post-WrestleMania. Roman was gone out of the picture for a minute. They got rid of Paul Heyman out of the picture for a minute. They have to reassemble the OG bloodline. So you're bringing them back one at a time, Jimmy and then Jay. And now it looks like Sammy, though they're trying to sell a little bit of tension there. So in order for that to have a payoff, the task must seem formidable in some sense. So if Solo and them aren't looking and going over, then you're not going anywhere. I mean, eventually we're getting to The Rock, we're getting all that stuff, but what better way to sell Solo than to have it in Roman? Because I was caught up. I know in my logical brain it makes sense. Like I knew that before. I think we talked about it last night. It makes sense for the new bloodline to go over again, but I still didn't expect to see it. So I think that sort of shock in its own way is a success.
See, but I didn't take it as a shock. As like, oh my god, I can't believe this happened. I thought, oh, they really went there. That was my kind of shock. So it was more of a disappointed. And again, we know why they're doing it. We know why they're doing it, but it's just it's hard for me because I'm not sold. And your friends, I do want to give Solo Sikoa credit because I have like some of the last like 2 matches. I like the steel cage match that he did with Cody Rhodes. I thought that was fun. I also liked the tag team match that we saw on SmackDown a couple weeks ago. I thought that was fun too. But that's kind of been about it. But it's been more so that I haven't bought the character just yet, and that's why it's lacking for me. That's why it feels like, oh, we have to pretend that this is a thing that is deserved. It doesn't feel that way though.
Well, that's fair, and that's your opinion, right? Like that's fair, and there are others that share your opinion. But if that's the case, then they have to just tear it all off and start over.
Right, and
You know,
they
like,
can do that. Like we're already like 2
Yeah.
years into this.
Like,
Like, it's
that's
not
where
gonna
you
end
go.
like
Like, you know, that's a total like reboot. You know, this thing was running, and we're giving up.
Reigns' theme, I'm like, huh. Are they all coming out together, or is Roman Reigns coming out alone? Because if so, Roman Reigns going to be the one coming out first. He'd be the one coming out last, and he comes out with Jimmy, and Jay gets his own entrance. Of course, you can't miss the whole Yeet experience, but you're seeing Jay take his time, go through the crowd, celebrate with the crowd, and the whole time Roman is just leaning there watching this happen, and he doesn't have a big smile on his face. He doesn't look proud, none of that. And commentary is Jay is still. And do you think that they're going to circle back to this again, or are they just trying to show, hey, they're still not 100% on the same page, even though we got the yeet and all of that on SmackDown.
I mean, I think it's trying to be natural and organic storytelling, right? Like, it's not like you have all this tension and friction in a relationship over the course of however long, and then like you squash it, but everything is completely flushed away and forgotten, and you're dancing around rose petals, right? Like, there's still some level of it has to simmer below the surface a little bit. How else did you get there? I mean, Rose Jey Uso like shit. He manipulated him. He took advantage of him. He did everything to sort of undermine him. Now there was a shot I saw posted online where Roman had like almost like a little bit of a proud expression when Jay did come out for that entrance. So I do think they're doing that too. I mean, for him to say he is enough of a cosign in and of itself to say, yes, you've done it. Like, not I'm acknowledging you as my tribal chief, but I'm acknowledging you as a major player in the industry right now. Then he came out. There was even a moment of hesitation once he got there with Solo, or Roman's like, I don't know about you, Sammy. But then, like, the next week, he's
side with Solo Sokoa. But he bought it, Robin. I didn't buy it. Did you buy it? I don't think anybody bought that.
no, I mean, what's the motivation at that point? Coming out. I mean, but I do like the callback on Jimmy, as you referenced. This is longer term storytelling than I think I've ever seen in wrestling, where you're talking about not just a prolonged story involving the same character spot to arrive. I mean, I think that was the injury angle when I forget what Carter was, but when he got hurt and didn't interact with Roman. I think he was part of the one Roman takedown, right? And other than that, they physically mostly been away from each other because I think that's a match that sells itself. Roman against Jacob Fatu.
I don't know. It's hard to agree because I feel that this storyline is so serious. It's like family stuff. It's
You have to do everything in your power to make
really good. The moment between Jade Cargill and Lash Legend, we did see that last night on SmackDown, and they expanded that a little bit more here today to the point where honestly, that exchange that we saw with Jade Cargill and Lash Legend in particular, Robin, I'm like, shit. Lash Legend is sort of winning here. I know during the chat, during the watch along, that wanted to see the titles change hands here. Personally, I want to keep them on Bianca and Jade. I want to continue seeing them be presented as such the way that they are right now. I still think that there's a lot more that they can be done there. I feel the fact that they lost the titles and then won the title back. I feel like that affected a lot of people's interest in them as a tag team. But I feel like they can get that back. A lot of people wanted to see Damage Control win. That was your pick actually. I remember that. There was a lot of people who felt that exact same way because they go out there, man, and they freaking hustle, and it's undeniable
for these up.
Interested in that. And so many people, when you ask them your favorite part of the bloodline, your favorite era of this bloodline story, you're gonna bring up Sami Zayn. You're gonna bring up Sami Zayn being an honorary oath and all of that. So I was happy to see him get this moment, and especially in Saudi Arabia. It just worked out. I think all these girls really are.
For movement.
Actually get started. Seth Rollins takes a nasty bump onto the over the barricade into the chair, and I'm thinking, ooh, is Bronson Reed, like, by the time they get this match started, is he gonna finish him off? There was a moment right at the beginning where I thought it was over. So Bronson hit a tsunami, right? And then afterwards, I'm thinking, oh, he's gonna hit another one, and that's it. Like, this match is gonna be over. But they didn't go that direction. Instead, they kept us going. And then there was a moment where Seth hits a curb stomp, and I'm thinking, oh shit, no, this is gonna go a little longer. And they kept it going. Eventually, I think Seth hit like 3 curb stomps. I lost track of how many he hit. He even hit one on Bronson on the steel steps. And Bronson lose this match. And Robin, I know Seth was the babyface in this. I know Seth needed to get his revenge after Bronson Reed took him out for months with those tsunami splashes. But man, I was rooting for Bronson Reed here, and I felt like the majority of the people on the chat were also rooting for Bronson Reed because people want to see Bronson Reed go on this insanely strong freaking run. Like I think people here want to see him be like this monster, this like Gunther, but a little bit different, right? With his own twist, his own flavor. And so I was actually disappointed that Bronson Reed lost. I didn't want to see Bronson Reed lose.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what's next for Seth Rollins. I guess that's part of it too. He's been there, done that, accomplished everything, legendary career. He was
Probably
actually
waiting for CM Punk to come back.
Yeah, that's true too. Because that's a money huge. He was an integral part of WrestleMania, and I think CM Punk, Seth Rollins is marquee waiting to happen. But it did feel like they built Bronson Reed up, not only the way he took out Seth Rollins, but the whole program he had with Braun Strowman to really make him into a monster. There was a certain segment of fans were probably disappointed because that versus how it damaged Bronson Reed because they tried to do the reverse sell on commentary after it happened, and they're like, Seth Rollins with the win, but Bronson Reed proved he's a main event. I don't know. You can't sell me that after he just lost. After all this, I'm sorry. It didn't feel. It wasn't screwed. That'd be one thing if something else had happened. Braun Strowman had come down to the rafters, with a semi truck or something. But in this case, I don't know. It felt a little flat.
Yeah, I think so too. So I felt like there was the wrong. See, it's hard to say it's like the wrong guy won because story wise, yeah, it does make sense for Seth to win. But I think our hearts were just with Bronson Reed continuing this crazy monster run that he's been on. So let's see how they go about this next and how we continue on because this was a match that we were supposed to get. However, we didn't actually get this match because Kevin Owens went crazy and started like hitting Randy Orton with a bunch of chair shots before Randy Orton could even finish his entrance. And so this seemed like that on Raw and Randy Orton. So I feel like they did this. They here comes.
All right, hold on. About to show you the the post show, the press conference. Hold on, I'm just tired of these damn commercials. I'll show you guys the pre-show. I keep saying pre-show. I meant to say press conference.
Like I'm just getting started, and Michael is so.
How long was the press conference? Now, since they're in Saudi Arabia, it's actually a lot different than last time. Liv Morgan talking right now. Rollins is talking. Cody Rhodes is back there with Triple H. Triple H gave Cody Rhodes the ring, and he gave it to Liv Morgan. He did say that the winner of the Crown Jewel, whoever wins the Crown Jewel champion, gets that ring. So that felt special. Cody and Liv Morgan celebrated. Now we did see Sheamus there. There's the bloodline. Now Sheamus and Big E were also talking. Okay, so that was after the match was over. Sheamus and Big E were talking.
Once they get ready.
That's when they travel. There's the hold on. Hope I don't get a copyright strike. Hold on.
Who's the real tribal chief?
Thank you guys.
Damn.
Jey Uso and in the process inadvertently kick Roman Reigns. How how are you feeling about how everything transpired?
First of all, I'm so happy because Roman got kicked in the face by his so-called family member, Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn trying to trick me, trying to trick the bloodline, but obviously it didn't work. And another thing, why is it shocking? Why is it shocking that I beat Roman Reigns, huh? I was supposed to beat Roman Reigns. I came out on top. I'm the real OTC. I'm the real head of the table. This is my bloodline. This is my family. This is my show. Let's go. And another thing, who's the real tribal chief?
Man, War Games are gonna be great. I cannot wait for the War Games.
Of WWE, and Faisal Bafrat, who is the CEO of the.
Damn, just look how big those titles are. Just look how big the titles are. Damn, these titles are bigger than the ones that they have. Now we ain't gonna see these belts again until next year.
GBA here in Saudi Arabia. We welcome them to everyone. Very special presentation upcoming. But first, I'd love to talk to the brand new team. We mentioned this during the show.
Wait, what?
Good match. So not only am I the greatest women's world champion of all time, but I am the very first ever women's
And to find out who really is, for both champions, the best of the best. This will happen yearly. It's something I'm very excited about, and I couldn't think of two greater representatives for the first time ever than both of these two. I know how hard they've worked. I know what their careers have been. For both of you out there.
Why are they acting like that Liv Morgan is a babyface? Liv Morgan's a heel. She's acting like a babyface. She might turn babyface. I don't know. But Liv Morgan is a heel.
But I hope that point.
If they turn a babyface, it messes up the storyline if you have it Rhea Ripley. And what did I say about Jevon thing? I don't know. Now, since Crown Jewels is over and we're gonna go into Monday Night Raw. Now they did say that Monday Night Raw can be pre-taped because they're still in Saudi Arabia. So Monday Night Raw is gonna be in Saudi Arabia.
Reed in a losing effort.
Alright. Alright, now let's go back to the podcasting. Huh? Alright. Judy from New York. There's Just Alex, Wrestling Inc.
modern look.
Enough of these damn commercials. Alright, thank you.
Beyonce's like, hey, can we have a little something more cohesive?
I've said before, I've said on some of the other after shows, I love the tag team division. Back to what Flobo was saying and Glenn was saying is, I do think there's a lot of strong characters in the tag team division. I do think there's a lot of strong teams in the tag team division. I feel like Bianca and Jade are just overpowered for this tag team division. I think they are such forces of nature.
Here's Just Alex.
So it would be unfair of me to say the show wasn't noteworthy. It had nothing noteworthy. I also thought what they did with Kevin Owens and Gordon was pretty damn good. That was pretty exciting. Outside those two things, nothing really happened that was important. If I'm being honest with you. No title changes.
I have to wait for Judy from New York. Now, Judy from New York gonna be talking about this match. Now, that's how the show ended with Cody Rhodes becomes the main Crown Jewel champion, celebrating with both titles. A spectacular ending. I guess they wanted to be a babyface ending. Gunther kicked out across Rhodes. There's that shot with Randy Orton, RKO, and Adam Pearce. Bronson Reed isn't finished with Seth Rollins. The feud might continue on Raw. Yeah, cause Monday Night Raw, cause they're throwing Saudi Arabia, so Monday Night Raw can be pre-taped because they're gonna be doing it on Monday Night Raw. They did say that Raw can be pre-taped because they're doing Saudi Arabia, so Raw gonna be in Saudi Arabia. Alright, what else? I could have sworn there was more here. Alright, so okay. Oh,
Show looked pretty decent. I was excited coming into this show. I was looking forward to the Bloodline situation and how that played out. I thought they did a very good job of forwarding that. Even though the match itself tonight, the six-man tag team match between Roman's Bloodline and Solo's Bloodline, didn't really measure up to the quality that we would expect from Roman Reigns, they did forward a major storyline implication going into the final 4 weeks of Survivor Series, which we will talk about. Sami Zayn is back. Sami Zayn has showed his allegiance to his Bloodline family as the honorary Uso. But there were problems well before Sami Zayn showed face tonight, and those problems are going to persist up until Survivor Series, where I predict we will see a wise man bring everybody back together. That is what's going to play out over the next 4 weeks, over the course of 8 shows. This entire show was built around the Crown Jewel Championships, which obviously consisted of Gunther and Cody Rhodes, 2 world champions from Raw and SmackDown. And on the women's side, we had Liv Morgan and Nia Jax. Again, both from Raw and SmackDown. Champion versus champion matches. We have not seen this done in nearly 5 years on the WWE main roster. All of that went away when Triple H rightfully took over the creative on the main roster. It was something that happened every year at Survivor Series because of lazy booking. They didn't want to be bothered by booking the Survivor Series the way that it needed to be. And they went about it in the most lazy way possible. Vince did in his administration. Then Triple H got rid of that. We got War Games on the main roster. They took it away from NXT. They put it on the main roster, which should have been done years ago. And now, for the first time in almost 5 years, we have champion versus champion matches on WWE television. And it's going to be a thing every November, every Crown Jewel. We will have this until WWE's deal with the Saudis is hopefully up in the near future. I didn't have any emotional investment in either of these matches.
Me neither.
And I've been harping on investment. You know, some people like to watch pro wrestling just for the simple athleticism of the sport and the grapplers, the great mat tacticians, right? The great wrestlers that we see. That's great. I'm not going to criticize you for what you like about the sport. We're all here because we love professional wrestling. But I've learned over time that it's more than just great pro wrestling that is important. And I've been harping on the fact that if there is no story, there isn't anything. You got nothing there. And that's the way I felt coming into this show. That's the way I felt coming into this show. You can't sit there and say, I'm wrong about that. You can't sit there and say, oh, JD's out of his mind. It was a great pro wrestling match. Great. I mean, I am never going to sit in this chair and tell you a Cody Rhodes match or a Gunther match is a bad pro wrestling match. I think we all understand the sport. I think we all understand these two men and what they do to a point where we know that they don't have bad matches. I was not coming into this thinking this was going to be a bad match. I was coming into this thinking that this was going to be a great match. And I actually came into this thinking that Cody Rhodes and the body of work that Cody Rhodes has given us in this WWE title reign is probably some of the best of his entire career. Point blank, period. Cody Rhodes is going to have several match of the year candidates in WWE this year alone for himself. He's basically doing in WWE what Will Ospreay is doing in AEW.
Yeah, well,
He's a great pro wrestler. And so is Gunther. But that's all we got tonight. That's all we got. We got Gunther, who's a great pro wrestler. We got Cody Rhodes, who's a great pro wrestler. We got two guys who are great pro wrestlers who gave us a great pro wrestling match. What am I going to do walking away from tonight's show? Am I going to sit here next year at some point and say, yeah, you know what, man, let me go back and watch Crown Jewel 2024, man. That Gunther and Cody Rhodes match was so imperative. It was so important.
I'm the one that
to the overall sport in the history of this sport. I gotta go back and relive the moment that it was. Now I'm not going to do that because the match doesn't deserve it. It was a moment for this country. It was a moment for these people. It was a moment for this show, and that is it. By the time we get back to the United States, there's not going to be one single fucking person that is going to be talking about Crown Jewel and the Crown Jewel championship matches that we saw tonight. So when you guys want me to sit here and say, oh, well, it was a great show, JD, we're looking at it from two different points of view. You're looking at it as, oh, it's a great pro wrestling show. Fine. You are absolutely in your lane to say that. But I'm going to need you guys to understand where I'm coming from.
What the?
In my lane, there was zero emotion. There was zero reason to care. And we all knew that this was going to be the case when they announced this shit at Hell in a Cell. Champion versus champion matches. Outcomes are going to be a little dicey when it comes to who wins and who loses. And then we found out that the championships aren't going to be carried around. They're not going to be carrying around these championships. They're not going to be defended. And the fact that these championships are staying in Saudi Arabia, and both Cody Rhodes and Liv Morgan, who won their respective matches tonight, will be carrying around a diamond ring so that they can show off that they are the crown jewel of WWE. I don't know, folks. I don't know about you, but from one wrestling fan to another, from me to you, I don't give a shit.
Me neither.
All of what happened tonight means absolutely fuck all, in my honest opinion.
Exactly. This sucks.
Basically it. Nobody's going to remember this. Nobody's going to go back and watch this. Nobody gives a shit about what happened on this show. Nobody.
Exactly.
So when you want me to give a review about this show, it was just another show. It felt like a house show with some storyline implications for the major storylines going into Survivor Series, which consisted of Owens and Randy Orton and the Bloodline, and that basically is the entire show. So how successful was this show? How great was this show?
This show was average at best. I give it a B- or a B+. No, I give it a B-. I'll give the show a B. I would give it a C+ because I didn't give a fuck about this damn show. The only 3 or 4 matches I really enjoyed. Minus everything with the bloodline and the women tag team match was actually pretty good. I enjoyed Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins look, and I enjoyed the main event, but who gives a shit?
It wasn't great at all.
Yeah.
In fact, it was probably one of the worst Saudi shows that WWE's put on because they really put a stamp on the propaganda that it was with these two championships.
Yeah. Now, I don't think it was as worse as 2018 Crown Jewel. I thought that was awful. Or 2019. But this show will just an afterthought. This show will be forgettable until next Crown Jewels. These championship matches don't matter. I mean, Rhodes and Gunther were actually a great match. But the other with Liv Morgan and Nia Jax, that's your stuff.
They made it about this. These championships are on the line. We're going to crown new Crown Jewel champions, and nothing will come of it. And they will remain in the country for the next 365 days.
Yep.
I don't know how you expect me to emotionally care about what's going on with this championship, these championships, if nothing's going to come out of it. Sorry, folks, I don't operate that way. I don't really work that way. Now, what I did like about the show, now that I got the negative out the way, what I did like about the show is we got the bloodline story forwarding into Survivor Series. Everybody was wondering about Sami Zayn. Where was Sami Zayn going to fit in to this story? Was Sami Zayn going to be a part of it at all? We didn't really know if he was going to be a part of it at all until Monday night, where we saw him interact with Jey Uso. When Jey Uso told him, "Us, you aren't family. You don't understand." Jey Uso told Sami Zayn, of all people, that he thinks Solo Sikoa is a lot worse as the tribal chief than when Roman Reigns was running havoc and causing chaos on Friday Night SmackDown for 4.5 years. He legitimately told Sami Zayn that. Same Sami Zayn that was in the same boat as Jey Uso, who had to deal with a very manipulative Roman Reigns as Universal Champion. He told him that he wasn't family and he didn't understand. Of all people, you tell Sami Zayn that. The one guy who absolutely understands everything. Jimmy Uso went to go talk to Sami Zayn after what Jey Uso told him on Monday night. Couldn't find him during the middle of the show, and then found him at the end of the show talking to Solo Sikoa. We don't know who stopped who. Sami Zayn was outside in the parking lot. Solo Sikoa was in a limousine with the window rolled down, and they were conversing as that was the final Bloodline segment on Monday night. We go into Friday. Jey Uso has decided to meet with Roman Reigns. Jey Uso said basically, "Us, we're going to do this. But there are new guidelines if I'm going to do this with you. We are back together. Me and my brother are back together. We are now equals. I am not your lackey. I am not your right-hand man. I am not second place. We are operating this family from now on as equals. We need to come together to do the right thing for the family." Roman Reigns basically said yeet, and he agreed to Jey Uso's terms. Everything seemed to be peachy coming out of Friday Night SmackDown. Coming into tonight, everything looked okay.
That Sami Zayn is gone because of
that
him.
Roman Reigns was giving Jey Uso his unbelievable
You have
entrance
no
tonight.
idea. I felt
He looked a little perturbed. He looked a little bothered by the fact that Jey Uso got a bigger reaction than Roman Reigns did tonight, believe it or not.
Your family, and you want me
And there were some problems within the match where Jey Uso didn't want to tag Roman Reigns in, and there was some dissension, there was some arguing.
She took him away.
And then at the end of the match, we got Sami Zayn, who we all expected to be here on this show because he's very over in Saudi. He showed up and basically tricked Solo Sikoa, giving him a hug, only to turn around and giving him a exploder suplex. And then he was beaten down, rightfully so, 4-on-1. And then when they had Solo Sikoa cornered 4-on-1, the OG Bloodline had Solo Sikoa cornered 4-on-1, it was a Busaiku knee that leveled Roman Reigns. I think it was a Busaiku knee. That leveled Roman Reigns, and Sami Zayn accidentally knocked Roman Reigns out as Solo Sikoa escapes a 4-on-1 situation. So then after that, Jimmy started arguing with Sami Zayn. Jay understood that it was nothing more than an accident because he was out there to save Jey Uso. Roman didn't know what was going on. Roman's probably going to take this to heart and blame Sami Zayn and be on the side of this guy's not family. He was never family. Why is he here again? There's a story that's playing out here. And a lot of people didn't really understand what was going on because all they saw was a very mid 6-man tag team match that didn't deliver the quality that we would expect a bloodline match to deliver. So tonight we're going to go over why the match felt flat and where this story is going. Everybody says it feels rushed. You're entitled to think that way. But we have 4 weeks and 8 shows to go. If you don't think the Bloodline's going to be on Raw, and if you don't think the Bloodline's going to be on SmackDown in the next 4 weeks leading into Survivor Series, I don't know what you expect WWE to do. I don't know what you want them to do. They're going to set this up. It's going to be fine by the time we get to War Games, and everybody's going to really be in a position to, I don't want to say be exposed, but everybody's complaining now, but I don't think people will be complaining by the time we get to Survivor Series because I'm expecting a war inside the War Games match at Survivor Series in Vancouver. So I liked what they did tonight. I did. I'm glad Sami Zayn is now finally involved. As I said on Friday, and I said on Monday as well, Sami Zayn brings a level of emotion that many people just can't deliver. Sami Zayn is a very emotional pro wrestler. He speaks with emotion, he feels, and that's weeks. I have no doubt in my mind they are going to take us on the best ride possible through all the criticisms of it being rushed. Sami is a very low-key, believable, and I would say we feel, as people who watch the show, he's a relatable character. All of these things tied up into one package is going to make the Bloodline story very well worth everybody's time by the time this chapter is over. Does it feel rushed? It does. Would I have loved to see a little bit more between Jey and Roman coming back together instead of it happening in the span of 2 weeks? Sure. I would have loved to see it play out over at least a couple of months. But WWE had other things going on. I don't know if any other factors were at play, which delayed some of the things happening that we've seen needing to be rushed. I don't know. But at the end of it all, the proper people are in place. All the pieces on the chessboard are being placed on the chessboard. And we're going to get a great story going into Survivor Series, and we're going to get this chapter of the Bloodline ending. And we're going to get the WrestleMania 41 chapter beginning as Survivor Series is over. I have no problem. No problem whatsoever. Outside of it, it could have been a little bit more drawn out. Outside that, I have no problem with this whatsoever. Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed. They had a one-on-one match tonight. After Bronson Reed delivered 6 tsunamis a few months ago to Seth Rollins, which kept him out of in-ring action for basically all of that time since that moment. And I was looking forward to the one-on-one match between these two, and they delivered a very good match. I think Bronson Reed's great. I think Seth Rollins is great. You could see that Seth Rollins and what he brings to Monday Night Raw was sorely missed, and my God, is it needed. But the outcome of the match, though Bronson Reed looked strong, yes, Bronson Reed looked strong in defeat. It doesn't defeat the purpose that I honestly think that it was a bad creative move. Seeing how we got Bronson Reed to a point where he's an unstoppable monster, and all it took was a couple of curb stomps to take this big monster out. I don't like people's momentum being stifled when clearly they are on a trajectory to bigger and better things. Why did Seth Rollins need the victory when you've been focusing on Bronson Reed for the last 2 months, and without a shadow of a doubt, Bronson Reed needed the victory? You could sit there and hide behind, oh, well, he was protected. Oh, well, he got curb stomped on steel steps, and then Bronson Reed delivered Seth Rollins delivered a super curb stomp off the top rope.
What? That had nothing to do with it.
What he did.
Yeah.
Bronson Reed needed to win the match.
Exactly.
Plain and simple.
Exactly.
But I'm sure we'll get a situation that I'm going to discuss tonight in regards to a rematch.
We could get a rematch, or they could move on to Seth Rollins and Gunther, because I guess Seth, the babyface, got withdrawn. We're going to be facing Gunther for the World Title at Survivor Series, because Gunther needs a babyface on that show. Gunther has to defend it at World Cody World, because since they didn't defend it tonight, and they didn't defend it at Bad Blood, they have to defend the title at Survivor Series. Otherwise, what are they doing?
Between these two. So I'm sure that's going to happen, and it's going to happen no later than Monday Night Raw. LA Knight defended the United States Championship against Carmelo Hayes and Andrade. Very good match. Even the women's tag team title match, I thought, was yet another fun ride with all 8 of those ladies.
Yep.
But outside that, I can't really sit here and tell you that it was a great show.
Yeah.
I know what a great show looks like.
Yeah.
This was not a great show. Outside of a moment here, a moment there, a moment over there.
There were only like 3 good matches that really felt it's good.
We didn't really get anything too crazy on tonight's show. We didn't. And I honestly thought it felt lifeless. I thought it felt very forced. It wasn't genuine. I honestly feel like there was just no emotion. One way or another, going in, you didn't care. One way or another, coming out, you just didn't care. Everybody wants Survivor Series to get here. Everybody wants WWE to get back to the States. Everybody wants to stop these tape shows. And everybody wants WWE to go 150% full steam ahead going into Survivor Series. We'll talk Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, which was not an official match. Some people are saying that official match was probably the best match in the entire show. And then Cody Rhodes defeated Gunther clean. Yes. No shenanigans. No Kevin Owens. No Randy Orton. No fuck finish. No Ludwig Kaiser. Nothing.
Clean.
Cody beats Gunther clean.
Well, in my opinion, I don't count it a clean finish, because he didn't like hit a crossbow and got like the easy 1, 2, 3. He won with a roll up. He rolled him up. Gunther caught him in the Cody cutter, got him in that sleeper hold, and Cody rolled him up, like had him in a lavish pin that was quick. So to me, I don't count it as a clean finish. I think it hurt Gunther a little bit.
In the main event of Crown Jewel, 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. No surprises, no cliffhanger, nothing. We're going to go over it all tonight here on the Crown Jewel post show, right here on OTS. Cool guy emoji, thumbs up.
Okay. Kevin Owens got what he wanted. The press conference is over. It was only 54 minutes. Wow. Why is he only doing so many matches? What's the end hers?
Wait, I think he's gonna be on every show up until WrestleMania. Because I think he's gonna be on the December show.
There's a voice that says,
Enough of these damn commercials.
"You're meant to be a man of purpose."
Alright.
This is the most confusing series I've ever seen.
Story. This is his next chapter. But he is going to be champion for a long time. I don't see him. I don't see the fans turning on him. He is so lovable, so likable. and he's just in this perfect spot right now.
I see in the chat people talking, secular belt saying Homelander Rhodes will happen. Fernando says Cody needs to become Homelander. The greatest heel trick that Cody Rhodes will do is never turn heel, and you'll all hate him for it. I think that's what's gonna happen with Cody Rhodes.
People.
And more, if he goes there because he wants to, awesome. Review buyer I am. Take that any way you want.
That was like an hour long. Did no other podcast is on here?
He's not a professional wrestler. He's not off the gates. But I think that is legit fact. This was one of the worst bloodline matches that the company has done in all 4 years of this storyline playing out on TV. Now, was it bad? No, it wasn't bad. But was it good? I wouldn't say it was good either. There's a certain quality that is expected when you watch a bloodline match. Feeling, emotion, energy. This did not have it. It did not. By the time the 17 minutes was over, this felt like a house show match that you would see in Biloxi, Mississippi on a random fucking Sunday night with all the youngins and the family out to watch good old WWE wrestling. It's great. I just did not feel important watching the actual match. Now, the entrances felt bigger than the actual match did. Roman came out with Jimmy Uso. He got a big entrance. Solo came out. He got a big entrance. Solo actually came out first. Then Roman came out. They all took their sweet time getting to the ring. And then Jey Uso came out. Jey Uso came down through the crowd. And he was yeeting all over the place. The energy in the building was fucking ridiculous. The energy was so massive that he got a bigger reaction than Roman Reigns did during his entrance. And that says something. There's two things that I took away from this. Jey Uso right now is probably more over than Roman Reigns is. And if he's not, it is very, very close. Secondly, Jey Uso got his own entrance. He did not come out with the bloodline. What did Jey Uso say on Friday night? I am not your lackey anymore. I am not your right-hand man. We are all equal. You can't get any more equal than what Jey Uso did tonight because he rivaled Roman Reigns' crowd reaction and rivaled Roman Reigns' entrance. So he's living up to what he said on Friday night, and I'm glad that we saw it. WWE certainly paid attention to that too. You don't think that they see how big of a star Jey Uso is? I'm sure they already knew. But I think every time we see this shit, especially compared next to Roman Reigns, I think even WWE is surprised at how over Jey Uso is when you start comparing him to the likes of Roman Reigns. Massively over. How big of a star he is, how over the audience loves him. And the simple fact of the matter is that he is his own man. That's great. His brother Jimmy and him are the greatest tag team, quote unquote. I don't think that they are in WWE history. That's what WWE wants you to believe. But the simple fact of the matter is, look at how him being removed from the bloodline has transcended his career. It's unbelievable to watch. Unbelievable to watch. Now, Roman didn't understand this. Roman didn't understand it on Friday night. Roman didn't understand it tonight. The facial reactions to Roman Reigns, to Jey Uso, they were done on purpose. They focused in on those on purpose. They want you to see the confusion and the I don't really get it demeanor from Roman Reigns to Jey Uso because deep down,
Roman Reigns is still struggling with the fact that he's got to let his guard down, that he's got to humble himself, he's got to eat a slice of that humble pie, and he's got to own up that everything that we've seen up until this point is because of Roman Reigns. Solo Sikoa is running wild on Friday Night SmackDown. Bloodline. Why? Because it's Roman Reigns' fault. Jey Uso is the way that he is right now. He might not like it. He might not appreciate it. He might not understand it. But one thing is for certain, the reason why Jey Uso is the way that he is right now is because it's Roman Reigns' fault. A lot of everything that happened is Roman Reigns' fault. So everything that you're seeing from Roman Reigns and the way he's behaving, that is done intentionally. Because that's how he feels. On the surface, he's got to own up and say, you know what? All right, let's get back together. But deep down, this shit is eating him up inside. Because he knows he's the tribal chief. He knows he should be the Universal Champion or the WWE Champion. He knows he should have everything that he once had. But even Roman knows that what he once had, he had because of Jimmy and Jey Uso. It's going to come back to eventually bite him in the ass. The match started. Jey and Tama Tonga started. There was a little dissension between Jey and Roman at the start of this match. Roman wanted to start. Jey wanted...
PF Chang's is hosting a chef's feast. You can get a 3-course meal starting at under $20 per person.
Jimmy tagged in. Eventually, Usos were...
I think I should end the video real soon. I'm gonna stop the video real soon. I think I made it long enough. It's been an hour and 30 minutes. Now, I'm not gonna watch all of JD's videos, so I think I made it long enough. Just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Hit that like button. Please subscribe to my channel. If you guys want to see more, I will do more videos. Then I will do Monday Night Raw this Monday. So until next time, this is Jacob Cast, 2024. I'll see y'all next time.
Tama is in control. He goes for a Stinger Splash. He missed it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna end the video right here. I'll see you guys later.